Alright, well, I wanted to work on some other videos. I have to get up in a few hours, so I just wanted to post this really quick, and then maybe I'll come back and look at it tomorrow night. But it's just ridiculous. So, Kobe now announces that he's going to retire. Interesting that he announces his retirement on 11/29, November 29th. And the reason I say that is because I've been talking about this day for a long time now. Just very interesting to me. I've been mentioning it. I've been a Laker fan for most of my life, um, probably a big time Laker fan in the very early 90s, um, even before then. But it's just interesting. The 333rd day of the year, Kobe Bryant is from Philadelphia, and I've talked about this. Philadelphia is literally 333 years old this year on October 27th. October 27th, Philadelphia was founded in 1682, so 333 years ago. Interesting, Kobe Bryant would announce his retirement, the Philadelphia native, on the 333rd day of the year, in Philadelphia's 333rd year, 33 days after the uh, the anniversary of Philadelphia. Kobe Bryant also just so happened to play 33 minutes in this game. Also interesting that the Lakers are now 2-14, kind of like Valentine's Day. I've talked a ton about Valentine's Day. It's the second day of Lupercalia. It all seems to be coded. I've also mentioned Abraham Lincoln stuff over and over and over. And this is just very interesting. So today to the day Abraham Lincoln's birthday is a span of 75 days, also 2 months, 14 days, kind of like Valentine's. 75 I've been seeing a lot just tonight. I've seen 75 a bunch. 212, kind of like 212, adds up to 75, right? Just like the day that Abraham Lincoln was born, the 43rd day of the year. Just a couple other ones. The biggest earthquake of the year this year adds up to 75. Also, I talked about Kanye West in the last video, and in this episode, the gay fish episode on South Park, he says he's a genius 75. He's a gay fish at the end, 75. His kid is even named North, with Kim Kardashian. North adds up to 75. The Freddy Krueger stuff I've talked about. The Freddy's Dead movie came out on the 9/13 or 13-9. The 139 Freemason equals 139. A ton of stuff with it. It's even the Mirror Day. September 13th it's the 256th day of the year with 109 days left. The 109th day is April 19th. 109th day with 256 left, the Mirrors. This is the day that Freddie Gray died. This is also the day that the movie Drop Dead Fred came out. So Freddy's Dead and Drop Dead Fred came out in the same year. So Freddie Gray died. It's also the same day that the first death of the American Civil War happened. Also, considering there's 82 games in the season, this is the Lakers' 16th game. And so that means 82 minus 16 leaves you with 66 games left. So Kobe announced his retirement with 66 games left. Lakers adds up to 66. The word 16 equals 33. Like I said, it's all about the number 333 and 33 tonight. Also, 16 is significant because I've talked about how Kobe Bryant is tied into Philadelphia and the Golden State Warriors. He even tore his Achilles versus the Golden State Warriors. Paris in mythology is the one who killed Achilles. Also, today's date numerology, 11 plus 29 plus 20 plus 15 adds up to 75. Oh, go figure, I mean, come on. What are the odds of that? No way. Also, if you take out the 20, then 11, 29, 15, it adds up to 55. Kobe even ended the game on an air ball. That air ball adds up to 55. I mean, anybody who watches the Lakers this year and you watch Kobe play, there is no way that he is this bad. No way in the world that he is as bad as he is playing this year. Not, there's no way that he is that bad. I'll say it like 20 more times because it's absolutely ridiculous. He is airballing these on purpose. Also interesting, another 75, look where Philadelphia is located. 39 degrees north, 75 degrees west. I mean, what are they showing us here, you know what I mean? I've been talking about something big in Philadelphia like crazy. Who knows? It just keeps being foreshadowed. But I mean, check out this. So, Paul George was the player of the game tonight. Paul George adds up to 107. Literally, the Pacers scored 107. Paul George even scored 39 points. Interesting, right? And the word George adds up to 39 even. And actually, I don't think I explained the 16 here when I was talking about the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers are the reason that the Warriors were 16-0, and they set the NBA record for the best beginning streak in the beginning of the season or whatever, 16-0. They beat the Lakers. That's why 16 is so significant. I also talked about 82. So 1982. I mean, there's 82 games in the NBA season, minus the playoffs, that's regular season. But 1982 was 33 years ago even. And it always seems to go back to Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was even 56 years old in 1982. I never realized that before tonight. I mean, I knew it, but it didn't make sense to me until after the Paris attack. So, Queen Elizabeth was 56 years old in 1982. Also, another interesting thing, so Paul George adds to 107. The Pacers won with 107 points. And literally, it even tells you here, George carried the Pacers with 9 free throws in the last 1 minute 7, as Indiana opened a 4-game West Coast, blah, blah, blah. I mean, really, why would they even write that in the article? So, because they want you to know that Paul George is associated with the number 107. Another thing, whatever, Kobe adds up to 113, just like Michael Jordan. He was the first pick, or the 13th pick in the first round, so the 1-1-3. So 13th, he scored 13 points tonight. They scored 103. If you take out the 0, in numerology, you take out the 0, that would be 13. But I've talked about the Philadelphia stuff, and I mean, you just can't make it up. The next game that they play, go figure, they play the Philadelphia 76ers. It'll be 35 days after the anniversary, the 333rd anniversary of Philadelphia. And of course, they have this video here that's 35 seconds because they're showing you it's all about Philadelphia. I'm telling you, there's been so much Philadelphia coding this year. It's insane. There's Abraham Lincoln tied to Philadelphia. Abraham Lincoln was even shot with a Philadelphia Derringer. Think about all the first black people who died this year. There was the first black PGA Tour golfer, I think the first black NBA player, the first black White Sox player. They all died this year in February, Black History Month. Well, what is Obama? He's the first black president. Just really makes you wonder they're coding Abraham Lincoln stuff, assassinating president, Civil War type stuff. I mean, and then now the Lakers are going to play Philadelphia. Not to mention that Philadelphia is undefeated in wins, I guess. They haven't won a game yet this year. That's also an NBA record. Go figure, the Lakers are the team that Golden State set the record with. If this doesn't make sense, you have to go back and watch some of my previous videos. I've been documenting this for so long, it's a work in progress. It doesn't make as much sense if you don't go back and watch them. But, see, the game's even on 12-1, 121, Revelation adds up to 121. Philadelphia is in the book of Revelation. I mean, Philadelphia is all about our nation's independence. The Declaration of Independence was signed by 56 signers. John Hancock being the first, who died at the age of 56. It's hard to get all confused here, but I talked about Shane Battier earlier. Battier, 75. Of course, he played in Duke. Tons of stuff with Duke this year as well. But Shane Battier tweeted, and this was even on some of the Yahoo articles. I just closed out of it, but on his Twitter, he said, Kobe Bryant scored 56 on me in 3 quarters, my rookie year. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 56, because that number has been crazy lately. It's been all over the place. There's no reason. I mean, that's the exact reason why he said that. And also back to the Philadelphia coding, Jahlil Okafor, right? Another Duke player pulled over for speeding on the bridge, the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. This bridge I have been mentioning over and over. I'm sorry to be I'm not even excited, because if they do something, I'm going to feel really bad that I've been talking about it forever. It's just so ridiculous that just so many people just do not see all of this coding. I mean, it just drives me crazy. I need to take a break for a while because man, it just makes me want to pull my hair out. I had to go to the Iowa Hawkeye Nebraska football game the other night because I was DJing, and I have to just pretend all night that I don't think it's rigged. You know what I mean? It just drives me crazy. That's the only way I could fit in, is just like pretend that it's not rigged, you know? Like, oh, well, I think this, and make up some stupid crap. Because otherwise everyone just thinks you're stupid all night. Anyway, mentioning the Iowa Hawkeyes and whatnot, and Jahlil Okafor adds up to 55. This number I have been seeing over and over with bad things. Teams losing on 55 a lot. So, I mean, I don't know. Iowa Hawkeyes adds up to 55. Tyler Sash, this is 37, but with the S exception, it doesn't do it on here. He adds up to 55. He died on 9/8, which is Lupercalia adds up to 98. Tom Brady, 98. Jim Harbaugh, 98. Wolverines, 98. It's all about the wolf and the sacrifice of the wolf. That's why it makes me wonder. I think the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to beat Michigan State next week, but Michigan State also plays in the Wolverine State, so it's very confusing. And I mentioned that over and over. I wasn't sure how it was going to be played out, but interesting. He died on 9/8. I think the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to come through, and they were ranked number 1 the last time they were ranked number 1, or they're ranked number 4, but the last time that they were ranked number 1 ever was in 1985, the same year that the Royals won the World Series. Interesting, but Okafor also adds up to 66. Like I said, there's 66 games left when Kobe announces his retirement. Lakers adds up to 66. But also, he's from Duke. Duke, 41, just like Shane Battier. 41, Kobe Bryant adds up to 41, just like Skull and Bones. And I'm actually going to make a full video on this eventually, but maybe sometime this week. But Michigan lost to Ohio State, and look what the total score was. 42-13, adds up to 55. Ohio State scored 42 points against Michigan the last 3 years. All of the 3 years that I've talked about that deal with Lupercalia, 2013, 14, and 15. But adds up to 55, and Michigan lost. Also interesting, I talked about the movie Tommy Boy over and over, and literally Michigan State beat Penn State to go to the Big Ten Championship, and Iowa beat Nebraska to go to the Big Ten Championship. And I talked about this in the movie Tommy Boy over and over and over. I said the movie takes place in Sandusky, Ohio, right? It's Jerry Sandusky, Penn State, whatever. Nebraska was the first team to play Penn State after Jerry Sandusky and Paterno got fired or whatever. Look at Sandusky, Ohio. Look at the roads. It's set up just like the Masonic compass, or the Masonic symbol and compass, whatever. Tommy Boy, even Tommy Callahan, the coach at Nebraska, Herbie Husker, right? He says Herbie Hancock, John Hancock. It's all tied in. I've made previous videos on it, but I'm going to end it here. Have a great night.